China's military endeavors, notably its advancements in tank technology and armored capabilities, present a mixed picture of progress paired with substantial vulnerabilities. The reports about hypersonic missiles and anti-ship ballistic missiles may have propelled China into the headlines, yet its ground forces, particularly its tank units, reveal a complex interplay of advancement and significant weaknesses. While China boasts an array of tanks from the outdated Type 59D to the more advanced Type 96 and Type 99 models, a closer examination unveils a perplexing combination of progress and notable shortcomings. China's tank modernization efforts face struggles with outdated armor and technology. China's choice to continue using steel plate armor significantly undermines its tanks' durability against 1960s-era heat warheads, highlighting their potential inadequacy in urban warfare or insurgency tactics. This lack of innovation in armor technology is particularly concerning, especially when juxtaposed with the advancements made by other global powers. Additionally, the continued use of outdated technologies, such as reliance on physical maps, further indicates a troubling technological stagnation in navigation and situational awareness. This issue is exacerbated by the ongoing operation of the Type 59DS, which, despite their upgrades, are likely to be outclassed in engagements against more contemporary adversaries. The integration of advanced models like the Type 96 and Type 99 tanks, with upgrades including modern ERA and enhanced firepower, showcases an effort to keep pace with modern warfare demands. However, these advancements are overshadowed by the persistent issues of inadequate armor and outdated technologies. For instance, the Type 96 series tanks, which account for 37% of the force, and the Type 98-99 series at 13%, signal a significant portion of China's armored force still hinges on platforms that fall short in the face of modern threats. The revelation that the PLA still operates tanks susceptible to decades-old heat warheads undeniably casts a shadow over the effectiveness of these upgrades. In this context, the strategic decision to maintain these older models and technologies could either stem from a strategic doctrine and oversight, or perhaps a calculated risk by Chinese military planners. If the People's Liberation Army, PLA, indeed prioritizes symmetrical warfare, overlooking the critical threat posed by asymmetrical warfare scenarios like insurgencies, it signifies a perilous underestimation. Historical precedents vividly demonstrate the impact of guerrilla tactics and insurgency warfare on conventional armored forces. China's tank challenges, inherent limitations and strategic concerns in armored warfare. China's efforts to modernize its main battle tank, MBT, contingent indeed underscore both ambition and inherent limitations within its current armored warfare capabilities. Specific figures and recent updates to their tank arsenal reveal the scope of these challenges and inconsistencies more starkly. China's People's Liberation Army, PLA, possesses 4,950 tanks, a blend of multiple generations of armored vehicles. Specifically, the Type 59D is an updated version of one of the oldest tank designs still in service, signifying an attempt to prolong the lifespan of dated technology. Although exact numbers of Type 59D tanks in operation are elusive, the persistent reliance on this platform reflects a broader issue of antiquated technology persisting alongside more modern developments. The Type 96 series, with its variants including the Type 96A and Type 96B, represents China's effort at mid-level modernization of its armored forces. Though 4,900 units of Type 96 and its variants are reported to be active, they exhibit significant shortcomings, such as inferior protection against contemporary anti-tank munitions and an underpowered engine, impacting maneuverability. The PLA's frontrunner, the Type 99 series, including the upgraded Type 99A, highlights the pinnacle of China's MBT technology, with around 600 units deployed. Despite its advanced armor, firepower, and mobility, vulnerabilities such as inadequate side armor persist, exposing critical flaws in protection and survivability in asymmetric warfare conditions. When juxtaposed with the size of China's active military personnel, approximately 2 million soldiers, the numerical strength of its tank forces underscores a considerable capability. Yet, the qualitative aspects suggest a complex picture of an armored force that, while numerically formidable, grapples with transitioning fully into the modern age of armored warfare. The PLA's approach to updating its MBTs, such as retrofitting older models like the Type 59D and pushing the Type 96 through iterative variants, raises pivotal concerns about the strategic rationale underlying China's armored vehicle modernization efforts. The reliance on platforms with known weaknesses against a backdrop of claimed advancements paints a picture of a military balancing between modernization pressures and the pragmatism of legacy equipment utilization. Importantly, the substantial investment in the Type 99A suggests an awareness of the need for high-end modern MBTs, albeit the continued vulnerabilities highlight a gap between aspiration and operational efficacy in the face of evolving global military doctrines and threats. Thus, while the numerical strength of China's tank force is amongst the world's largest, the nuanced realities of its capabilities and limitations punctuate the broader discourse on modern armored warfare and the future trajectory of the PLA's armored forces. Critical gaps exposed: China's tanks versus U.S. Abrams strategic vulnerabilities uncovered. In the high-stakes arena of global military capabilities, the main battle tank, MBT, articulates a vivid illustration of strength and tactical prowess. However, a comprehensive comparison between the armored forces of global powers, notably between China's tanks like the Type 96 and Type 99 and the U.S. M1 Abrams, unveils critical disparities that underscore not just differences in technological ingenuity and design philosophy but also acute vulnerabilities in China's military doctrines and battlefield readiness. The use of autoloaders in China's Type 96 and Type 99 tanks, compared to the manual loading mechanism employed by the U.S. Abrams, reveals a significant trade-off between automation and adaptability. While autoloaders diminish crew numbers and can reduce the vehicle's profile, their mechanical nature introduces potential failure points. Conversely, the Abrams' reliance on a dedicated loader allows for dynamic response rates under varying combat conditions, exhibiting an operational flexibility that automated systems cannot yet replicate. The autoloader's standardized pace lacks the human loader's capability to dramatically increase loading speed during peak combat moments, exposing a critical shortfall in the heat of battle. Also, when scrutinizing armor and armament, China's Type 96 and Type 99 tanks betray worrying deficiencies. The armor on the Type 96, for instance, mirrors the protection provided by Soviet-era T-72 tanks, a disturbing comparison against the backdrop of contemporary anti-tank weaponry. The inclusion of steel plate armor on vital areas further heightens its vulnerability to 1960s-era heat warheads, displaying a concerning disregard for evolving combat exigencies. Conversely, the U.S. Abrams tank showcases a sophisticated composite armor system that interlaces steel, ceramic, and plastic layers, offering unparalleled defense against a broad spectrum of threats. This evolutionary approach to armor technology, including the adoption of active protection systems, starkly contrasts with the static development trajectory visible in China's tank forces. Additionally, the armament on the Type 96 and Type 99, despite its advanced nature, confronts a reality where its 125mm gun, capable of dispatching advanced kinetic energy rounds and anti-tank guided missiles, ATGMs, meets the challenge of Western counterparts. These counterparts, especially the Abrams with its 120mm smoothbore gun, have demonstrated their lethality and reliability across numerous conflict zones. Outdated warfare doctrine threatens military efficacy amidst modernization efforts. The doctrinal adherence to traditional, heavy armored warfare is at odds with the multifaceted nature of contemporary conflicts, which frequently involve asymmetric threats, guerrilla tactics, and the need for rapid mobility and situational awareness. China's focus on enhancing traditional tank capabilities, without equally prioritizing countermeasures against anti-tank guided missiles, ATGMs, improvised explosive devices, IEDs, and other modern threats, suggests a strategic misalignment with the realities of current and future battlefields. This strategic approach overlooks critical lessons from recent conflicts that underscore the importance of adaptability and advanced protection systems in counterinsurgency and urban warfare environments. The experience of other nations has shown the vulnerability of conventional tanks to ATGMs, IEDs, and other asymmetric threats, emphasizing the need for comprehensive survivability solutions, including active protection systems and enhanced situational awareness, areas where China's current tank development appears lacking. Not to mention, globally, there's a recognition of the changing role of tanks in warfare, with trends toward unmanned systems, network-centric operations, and lighter, more versatile armored vehicles. In this context, China's continued investment in traditional tank designs without a parallel emphasis on innovation in unmanned capabilities, situational awareness, and networked operations may limit the strategic utility of its armored forces. To illustrate, as of March 2022, China's military modernization has seen significant investments, with its ISR, intelligence, surveillance, reconnaissance, satellite fleet growing to more than 290 systems, highlighting a focus on information dominance. Yet, the strategic priorities reflected in its armored doctrine seem disconnected from these advancements. The PLA's ground forces include thousands of tanks, with the Type 99 and Type 96 being among its most modern. However, the operational and strategic efficacy of these tanks is constrained by the discussed doctrinal and technological gaps. In considering these factors, China's armored strategy reveals a troubling paradox: a nation striving to assert its military capability and technological advancement while adhering to an outdated conception of armored warfare. This dissonance suggests potential vulnerabilities in China's ability to effectively project power and adapt to the shifting paradigms of modern conflict, raising critical questions about its future strategic posture on the global stage. China's tank warfare nightmare, a shocking spiral into irrelevance. China's lackluster range of tanks, from the outdated Type 59D to the supposedly advanced Type 99 variants, showcases a disjointed spectrum of capabilities and design philosophies. The so-called zenith of Chinese armored vehicle development, the Type 99 and its variants, boasts improvements that are barely noteworthy, featuring marginal enhancements in firepower, armor, and mobility. However, these feeble advancements do little to counter the increasing vulnerabilities faced by Chinese tanks, which, like their global counterparts, are ill-equipped to deal with evolving asymmetric warfare tactics. Threats such as ATGMs, IEDs, and more sophisticated anti-tank systems render Chinese tanks increasingly obsolete, demanding not just a reassessment but a desperate overhaul of the tank's role on the battlefield and an urgent cry for innovations to salvage any semblance of operational viability. Globally, the evolution of tank warfare is an unsettling tale of setbacks and cancellations, with several high-profile tank programs experiencing abysmal failures. Russia's T-14 Armata has become a symbol of delays, while the United States' cancellation of its Abrams replacement due to exorbitant costs epitomizes a colossal waste of resources. The United Kingdom and Israel have sensibly scaled back their tank forces, and France and Germany's exploration of vehicles that deviate from traditional MBTs only adds to the air of uncertainty. These developments scream of a global shift, not in a strategic sense, but in a panicked retreat from the utility and sustainability of armored forces. Nations are forced to grapple with fiscal constraints and changing warfare dynamics, leaving tank development in a state of disarray. The insurmountable challenges facing current MBT designs underscore the futility of a recalibrated approach to armored warfare. The increasing proliferation of anti-tank systems doesn't just put a premium on mobility, protection systems, and situational awareness, it renders the entire concept of MBTs archaic. Advanced composite armor, active defense systems, and state-of-the-art targeting and communication technologies, far from being solutions, are nothing but expensive prerequisites for a lost cause. The integration of unmanned systems and artificial intelligence into armored units might offer new tactics, but the harsh reality is that it's akin to putting a band-aid on a terminal illness. These advancements, rather than being a beacon of hope, come at an exorbitant cost, raising not just eyebrows but serious doubts about the sanity of pursuing next-generation tanks. As seen in the cancellations and revisions of various national tank programs, the financial burden of these so-called cutting-edge platforms may lead countries to rightfully reconsider the composition and role of their armored forces. As the nature of conflict evolves, China's PLA, seemingly oblivious to the global trends, fumbles along with a tank strategy that is more bewildering than diverse. The PLA's investment in tanks like the lackluster Type 99 and the half-hearted introduction of light tanks such as the uninspiring Type 15 hint at a confused strategy that neither balances force projection nor demonstrates the agility required for responding to asymmetric threats. The continued reliance on traditional tank designs, rather than suggesting adaptability, points to a stubborn doctrinal adherence to conventional warfare tactics. This rigid approach not only limits the PLA's adaptability to future combat scenarios but also raises serious questions about the competence of its strategic decision-makers.